Hey, welcome. I'm a little early, so I'm gonna give everybody like 3, 4 minutes to join. All right, so hey guys, I'm glad that you guys could join. I know that it was kind of last minute that I set this up, but this is going to be a weekly recurring meeting for everybody that misses it. But basically, I wanted to set some time on the calendar for everyone to be able to ask any questions that they have. I know when we're going through our trading journey, as we're learning and as we're looking at all the resources that are out there, things can get very overwhelming. And while I did my best to create an all in one app for people to kind of cut down the learning curve and that overwhelm, I realized that this can still be very overwhelming. So I wanted to offer a space for you guys to be able to join live or rewatch, whatever is easier for everyone, to just kind of know, where to start, how to navigate the platform, and then answer any questions that you guys might have. I do have the chat up, so if you want to put it in the chat, you can. And then also, we have the community tab here where you can ask questions. I do monitor this a lot, and then my DMs are always open. I get a lot of DMs from people based on feedback, suggestions, and all of that, and I always take that to heart and I try to implement as fast as possible. But yeah, so before we get started, I kind of want to open up the floor. Like, does anybody have any questions or anything that you guys want me to make sure that I go over? Okay. While you guys think of questions, I'm going to give you guys time. You guys can type in the chat or unmute yourselves, whichever one you prefer. I'm going to just kind of go over the things that I have prepared. And so, first and foremost, is going to be so there is a setup that you should more or less get. I'm going to go to the dashboard, right? Because it's here in the dashboard and it's in the Learn tab. So when you first sign up for JMT, there is an onboarding questionnaire, and that mostly just is to figure out, Aura, basically how she's going to be helping you, and then kind of just figure out where you are in your trading journey because this is a tool that can be helpful for established traders and brand new traders, right? So I kind of wanted to capture all of that. So if you skipped it, that's okay. Here you can always get the getting started, right? You'll always get that unless you exit out of it. But basically, it'll be your trader profile, which is that onboarding questionnaire. There's a loop here, and then log a trade in your journal, and then explore the flow feed, right? So if you're just like, okay, I still don't understand, then you're in the right place. Okay. So if you are brand new to trading, you kind of are just trying to figure out where to start, I would always start with the Learn tab. And based on feedback that I got, is I allowed it to basically you can start from the beginning, right? Like if you're absolutely brand new, you want to know the whys, the hows behind everything, you can just click start from the beginning and it'll put you at the start here. Okay. If you are like, you know what, I already have some knowledge, but I still want to know, what is JMT? What is Lindsay's strategy? All of that, then you can always just click on I know the basics. Let me jump around. And what that button does is it will unlock all the modules for you so that you can just click around and figure out what it is that you want to find out. Okay. But you can open this tutorial if you want to. It's kind of like a guided tour. It's a little clunky. It's going to get better, but for now, you can do that, or you can always go to the start here module, and in the start here module, you'll have access to the loop, right? And that's basically just telling you how to use JMT, how to do all of that. So today's recording is going to go here in the trading journey introduction. It's going to replace that. That way you guys can always revisit it if you guys have any questions. And then the launch party is going to be hosted on YouTube instead of Loom, just because the audio quality is pretty bad on Loom for some reason. I'm not sure why, but that's a really good video to watch just to figure out what each tab does and what you will have access to. And then the reason I say that it's a really good video instead of just navigating it to the tab is because some of these tabs are premium features that you might not have access to. And while I give a 7-day free trial, if you don't want to activate your trial yet because you're still learning, then you can always watch this video to figure out what the other tabs have. You can always do the map, right, as well, and it will tell you every tool and how to use every tool. And then to here, I also added, what's free, what is premium, and then how to upgrade that and take advantage of that 7-day free trial. If something isn't working the way that you expected it to, or you have any ideas to improve the product, I'm also really open to feedback, because at the end of the day, like, I already know how to trade, right? I created this tool to help you guys in your trading journey. So if something is not helpful, I want to know about it, or if something is helpful, I also want to know about it, right? Because I want to help you guys in your journey. So with that said, let's go back to learn. So if you're brand new, like I said, you can jump around. A really good starting point for everybody would be the boot camp. And I say the boot camp because that is 11 and a half videos covering almost everything in here. And the education is designed to make you an independent trader, because at the end of the day, like, if you guys want to hang out and upgrade and do all of that, like, that's obviously awesome, but I'm not in the business of, I don't know how else to say this, but like keeping people, right? Like, I want everybody to become independent traders. I want the tools to be tools and not a need to have in your trading journey, right? Like, at the end of the day, I want everybody to become an independent trader. So the bootcamp teaches you how to do that. Everything else in JMT is designed to make that trading process easier. So always start with the bootcamp. You can go through the platform walkthroughs, and all of these modules are the ones that we go in the over in the boot camp. So you can always go more in depth, because while I did start out kind of reading some of them, it kind of just felt like it wasn't as flowy, as natural as I wanted it to be. But I still think it's very important for you guys to revisit this, especially if you have a 9 to 5 and you can't sit through hour-long videos. These are like perfect places for you to start with, okay? So this is always where I recommend everybody to start with. And then we're going to go to Aura. So Aura is this little button here. So she is your AI coach. I don't know why she was a little laggy, so I'm going to look into that after this call. But you guys can always ask any questions that you may have. You can always say, hey, like, I'm a brand new trader, where do I start? How do I do? Or can you help explain this concept to me? And Aura will be your coach along the way to help you kind of understand these concepts better. She'll link you back to the lesson that it was covered in, and all of that. And then you can also go to the tutor. So as you're going through the curriculum, if you still have questions, or if you are already trading and you're like, you know what, I want a second opinion on my chart or on this option chain or something like that, you can always take a screenshot. You can upload it to Aura, and Aura will help you make better decisions as you go along as well. Okay, so that is step number one. That 1 and 2, I guess, because Aura is step 2, right? But I always recommend starting with Learn, the curriculum, and then Aura. I also recently added her to the sidebar nav. And what this does is she's going to keep track of the curriculum. My computer is very slow, and I think it's because of Zoom. But the curriculum here, right? So she will tell you what lessons you have covered. You can always click on this, and if you scroll down here, wow, my computer, it's definitely my computer, because it was not doing this earlier. But if you scroll down here, she'll link you to the lessons, and you can click on here, and she will take you to that lesson specifically. Okay, and this is just to help you figure out what is next? What have I covered? What have I not covered? Um, Down here, she will, let me refresh this because why are you singing? Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Let me click on this instead. Let me click out and then click back. Okay. So when your computer is not lagging, like mine, you can go in here, you can check in, right? So the check in is just her asking how you're showing up to the market every day. Because one of the biggest things that I have learned, not just with like my own trading journey, but with like recent or not recent, past students that have been on this journey with me, is that strategy is only maybe, I would say 10 to 15% of the journey, and the rest of the trading journey is all psychology, right? So, um, psychology is such a big part of trading that I think a lot of people don't understand or they don't realize. So, Aura is designed to help you get better with your psychology, not just help you understand the concepts. So, um, in here, she's going to see, like how do you check in usually? She'll also tell you, hey, if you're kind of like, what is this? Maybe review psychology and somatics. So down here is going to be the lesson or the module linked. How you execute. So basically, she's going to be extracting patterns from your trading journal. How you're moving at the more you continue logging your trades, your most active trading windows, your rituals, all of that. So basically, she's supposed to pick up on your trading patterns to help you start getting better in your trading journey. So to be able to take advantage of that, once you are past the curriculum, you start figuring out your broker, because you don't have to use Schwab, but if you happen to use Schwab, you can watch the platform walkthroughs. But once you start learning your broker, you start learning the chart patterns and how to enter trades and how to exit trades. And now you're ready to actually start taking trading seriously and start placing trades that you analyzed. Then you can start putting them into your journal. So in your journal, if you go here, right, you can always click on new trade. My computer's going to be giving me issues. No. All right. So if you click on your new trade, it's going to be a pop-up. And don't worry, a new laptop is on its way. I have my desktop that's packed up because I'm moving. But this just proves that I really did need that laptop. So there's a pop-up here, right? Based on recent feedback, I did add some things. So if you haven't gone to it in a few days, I would go back and check it out, because I did add like buy and sell buttons, because not everybody does long calls and puts. The reason that I did all of that, oh, and I added stocks and futures. And the reason that I did that is because I don't want this trading journal to just be for stock options. And I don't want this trading journal to just be for the beginning of your journey. Like, I want this to be durable, and I want this to be a part of your process throughout your trading journey, because that is how you will improve, and that's how you'll be consistently profitable, is if you journal, because then you'll start picking up on your own patterns, not just Aura, but you'll start picking up on your own patterns. You'll start seeing, like, where do you tend to lose? Where do you tend to, is it your entries? Is it your exits? Is it that you didn't buy enough time and things like that? Okay. So journaling is such an important process of trading. And so that's kind of why I added all that, and I took all that feedback. Okay. So once you start developing those patterns and you start journaling from there, then you can go to either the screener, you can go to flow feed, and that is how you can start figuring out what trades you're going to take, what tickers to look at beyond your normal 1 to 2 tickers that you've learned. Okay. So in the boot camp, I talked about how I mostly focus on 1 to 2 tickers, and that's usually what I recommend at the beginning of your journey. Learn the ins and outs of them. I used SPY as an example a lot because I trade SPY a lot. So you can use SPY, you can use Apple, Tesla, NVIDIA. It doesn't matter. Pick 1 to 2, learn them. once you have established your patterns, you have learned your support and resistance, your chart patterns, whatever other indicators that you want to throw into there, then you can go into Screener and start figuring out. I'm clicking on it, it's just not going to it. Then you can start figuring out, okay, what other tickers can I look at today, because SPY and NVIDIA are kind of flat today, or I'm not seeing the setup that I want to see, so let me check out what else is out there, right? I don't think it's a bad thing to do that later, but I definitely want you guys to have a little bit more experience before you start doing that. Or if you just want to chart it to get more experience charting and more practice, you can definitely chart them, and then you can go to the paper trade here, or you can go to the paper trading in your broker to start placing some of those trades. Okay, so you can use the screener for that. The flow feed is it's really not letting me, right? So let me see. The flow feed is where you can start seeing that institutional activity. So you can see that money that is moving inside the market right now. So you can see right now, like Eli Lilly is getting a lot of hits. I have my filter set to 250K. So anything below that, I'm not seeing right now, right? It's filtered. So you can see that there is a lot of call activity for Eli Lilly. Now, this isn't saying that there's being calls bought, right? So we don't have aggressor on it. So that doesn't tell me if calls are being bought or if they're being sold. However, I am seeing that there's a lot of money in there, right? And JMT is telling me that that's notable. So maybe that means that I should go look at Lily. And now UI, whatever UI is. So now you can click it from there, and that will take you to the chart. So this is where you would pull up your chart, and you can be like, oh, okay, now I can see that the chart patterns that is forming. Right now it's on the daily. It always defaults to the daily. But once you start playing around with it, it'll start remembering your preferences. But you can see here that it formed a double top. Right now we came back to this former support, right? And so now you can kind of figure out, like, is this something that I want to look at seriously? Now you can pull up TradingView if you want to. You can mark up your levels if you want to here. So for example, I added a level there. It's a TradingView lightweight chart is what it's called. So you can do it here, or you can pull up TradingView. It's completely up to you. But that's basically how all of this works together. Okay. So some of the other things that I have added on here to help in your trading journey past that is your dashboard, right? So your dashboard is going to be your one-stop shop to kind of show you everything together. So you're going to have your getting started here. You're going to have your journal P&L here. So the more you log your trades, I'm going to go to all time. The more that you log your trades, the more that your P&L is going to show up here. Your market report is going to tell you the VIX at a glance. It's going to tell you what the top 4 ETFs are doing. Just to kind of give you like an overall market read. And you can see here that it's trending up, right? And it's telling you what is happening. Open trades and signals and all of that are coming soon. I'm doing a whole audit on everything just to figure out what I can do to move those along. You can go to market prep in the mornings before market opens. I talked about this in the boot camp, definitely for sure. But I talked about how every morning I check the 5 things to know from CNBC and I check Forex Factory, right? And so sometimes it's a lot to remember, especially if you have a job and you're trying to figure out how to make trading work in between meetings or in between drop offs or all of that. And so again, I try to think through all these things of what can I do to make trading easier, right? So you can go to market prep, and in here it will pull up everything that is going on. And it'll give you the why it matters, right? Because when we go and look at Forex Factory and we go and look at the 5 things to know from CNBC, it's going to give you us the what, but then we read the news and it's like, okay, cool, but what does that mean, right? And so it took me a long time to understand the why I cared about it and what it meant behind it. And so that was a big thing that I wanted to make sure that I gave you guys, right? The why it matters, the second and third order of effects, is what I call it. It's a military term, but I kind of just brought it over because that is what gives you the context on why you should care about that or why it's even bringing it up. Okay. So if you do that there is a scanner down here on Flow. It'll give you more information here. You can always ask Aura to give you more information on all of this. And then we have the economic calendar. So the economic calendar is going to pretty much reflect Forex Factory. So again, I try to minimize how many websites and how much legwork you have to do in the mornings. So I brought everything here, your key areas, the bigger picture, and then any setups that it sees. Okay, so it's just a one-stop shop to help you prepare for the trading day in the mornings. Then we have, I want to talk like community, right? So it's just where you can drop your questions. We'll be chatting more. I'm going to be dropping a lot more things in there as we go. I've just been doing the full audit on this, and then trade ideas. So trade ideas right now are currently locked. I am revisiting the entire historical pipeline because we had developed an edge. Like I have been working on this for over a year and a half now. And then I think because I was working with AI so much, there was some hallucinations that messed some of the things up. And so that's kind of what I'm revisiting to try to figure out, what happened. I don't have any help. Like I'm doing everything myself. So that's what's taking me forever. But I definitely wanted to just be transparent there. And then I recently added the back testing lab. So the back testing lab is currently in beta. And what it's doing is I'm having it access Jesus. Okay. I'm having it access all the historical data that I have access to, right? That I have paid for that helped me develop those trade ideas. Now, this isn't giving you the what I have tested, but it is going to give you access to everything that I have access to. So in here, you could type in what it is that you want to back test. So if you like, for example, give you some examples here, right? Like buy the retest of the prior day high on SPY. Where you want to put your stop level, you can either type it in there or you can edit it here. And what that will tell you when you scroll down is it will tell you whether or not it could hypothetically play out. Now it's still in beta because it's still being connected to all the data sources, but I definitely wanted to show you guys this because while I'm waiting for the trade ideas to get better, I wanted to give you guys a place to be able to back test, even though I did talk about a little bit on how to back test. I gave you some Google Sheets on how to take notes on all of that. Again, I want to make all of this as easy as possible for you guys. So once you backtest and everything, the next step from here, once I validate that everything works the way that I want it to work, from here, if you guys find that you guys have a winning strategy or a good enough strategy for you, I'm going to enable it to allow you to set up your own trade ideas, based on your parameters. So if you're like, you know what, I'm happy with the orb, send me when this happens, it's going to send you your own trade ideas based on your parameters. Okay. And then that is also going to loop in Aura and your journal. So if you sent yourself trade ideas and you set all that up for yourself, then Aura is going to be able to say, hey, you had 7 of your ideas sent to you and you only took 3. These are how the other 4 performed. And this is how we can get better. Okay. So the entire system is supposed to work together to help you improve your trading journey. Now, I've been talking for 25 minutes. I know that you all know that I can talk a lot longer than that, but I definitely want to pause here because I want to answer any questions that you might have. Did all of this make sense? And is there anything else that you want me to cover, that you want me to go more in depth, or anything? Good. I'm glad this is helpful. Awesome, awesome. Are you learning a paper trade inside here, or are you learning a paper trade inside of your broker? Both. Okay, cool. Awesome. Trading view. Okay, so you're doing more like futures and stocks paper trading, not options, which is okay. It's just helping me understand how I can better support you. Okay, cool. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. If you have any questions, futures. Okay, perfect. If you have any questions, let me know. I don't trade futures, but I do know quite a few people that do. Um, that might be able to help you if you need anything. I mean, I'm thinking of a couple of people that are in the community that might be able to help you if you have any questions. So definitely drop them in the community. I'll make sure that they check it out. But yeah, yeah, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Anything else that I can assist with? Is there anything else that you want me to go over, or did all of this kind of make sense? Good, good, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Yeah, I truly want trading to work for everyone, and I understand that I can't solve everyone's trading journey for them, but I want to do as much as I possibly can to help them. I think the last tab that I didn't go over is tools, and tools is just calculators. Okay, so it's just to help you figure out your position size, your R&R, your max loss, what your break even point would be. It's definitely geared for stock options, but I can see how I would do it for other markets as well, to help you with that, because I know that futures works different with ticks and everything, and it also depends on the instrument that you're looking at. But yeah, I'll definitely check that out for you. Um, I already updated the journal, and yeah, that is pretty much all I have. You're so welcome. Good, good. I'm glad. I'm glad you thought so. Okay, so if there are no other questions, I want to be cognizant of time. I need to go shower because I just got done with a workout before this call. But if you have any other questions, make sure that you drop them in the community, or you can send me a DM on social media. I definitely always check those. And then if not, then like I said, this is going to be a recurring call every Wednesday for everybody, even though it's going to be recorded. And each recording, unless this one was the best, is probably going to be uploaded. But let me know any questions, comments, concerns, any feedback, good, bad, ugly. Like, I want to be able to help you guys as much as I can. And yeah, with that, I will see you later. Bye.